Oh, looks like some trouble from the third place rider in the championship of Brad Bork. They go down into turn one. Wait to see who's nabbed the lead here out of turn two. It is John Frazier, followed by Cronus Roberts, then Matthew Jollymore. Then Mario Richard, who was starting on the front row, is now back into fourth place position. Riders now coming through turn four over the top of five. John Frazier has about 5-6 bike lengths over Cronus Roberts. Matthew Jollymore about 2-3 tenths back. Mario Richard right on the back of Matthew Jollymore, taking an inside move of Matthew Jollymore, slid himself into third as they make their way up turn turn seven, sorry. Chad Whitehead having a look up the inside of Matthew Jollymore, not close enough though as Matthew shuts the door. Leader now, John Frazier, coming onto the front straightaway. Across the line, it was John Frazier, followed by Cronus Roberts, and then Mario Richard. Matthew Jollymore in fourth, followed by Chad Whitehead in fifth. Chris McRae in sixth, followed by Kristen Whitehead. John Frazier now starting to check out from the field, so it looks like it's a battle for second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, as those five riders are only separated by a second out there on the track as they towards the back straightaway. At the moment, it's Cronus Roberts down the back straightaway, about 3 bike lengths. Make that 2. Is Mario Richard going to make a move? He has, up the inside of Cronus Roberts into 7. But Chad Whitehead is right there. Cronus Roberts lost the front end in turn 8. Had to let off the gas. Chad Whitehead there to get around, so Cronus Roberts went from second all the way back to fourth in one corner. Now onto the front straightaway. Across the line between second, third, and fourth, only 4/10 of a second separating those riders across the line. Now heading out of turn 2. Oh, it's like Chad Whitehead has gone into second now, ahead of Mario Richard. Chris McRae has got ahead of Cronus Roberts. So lots of juggling happening here in the order from 2 to 4, as it's Chad Whitehead. He started to check out as well over the top of 5. 4 bike lengths ahead of Mario Richard. Chris McRae, he's starting to pull closer to Mario Richard in turn 7. Chris McRae, mid-corner, was about a bike length away from Mario Richard, and now through turn 9, right there on the back of Mario Richard. Across the line, Chad Whitehead down into the minute 12s. About a second and a half faster, and you can see it there in turn 3. Then Mario Richard, as now the battle shaping up for second and third between Mario and Chris McRae. The leader, John Frazier, going into turn 7. He has the full length of the back straightaway now, ahead of the second place rider of Chad Whitehead. There is still, though, when John Frazier crossed the line, 6 laps left to go. So we'll see what happens here with that third and fourth place riders, if they're able to try to find a way to lower that gap up to Chad Whitehead, because right now as they head onto the front straightaway, it is about a second and a half. Last time by, Chad Whitehead still a little bit faster than Mario Richard, and he was able to open up a couple of more tenths over Mario Richard as now they head towards turn 4. Definitely the battle is for third and fourth between Mario Richard and Chris McRae. Chris McRae about 2 bike lengths back there in fourth over the top of 5. Great drive though for Mario Richard over the top of 5, has opened it up to about 5-6 bike lengths now. And it looks like they are starting to close on Chad Whitehead over these last couple of corners. Not sure if he didn't get a good drive at the top of 5, but they've definitely taken a couple of tenths out of this gap from Chad Whitehead as now they make their way to the front straightaway. Still lots to go. The riders get the halfway marker. Chad was about a second slower than his fastest time out there, but he equaled Mario Richard with his lap times. So it may be a seesawing effect that made me think the gap was getting smaller, but I do think it is as they come through turn 4. Across the line, it was about 2 seconds. It definitely looks a little bit closer, but still about 1.5 seconds there as now they're coming through turn 7. Mario Richard able to open up a few bike lengths over Chris McRae. He's got a little bit more breathing room this last time by. So now the battle is shaping up at the moment between 4th and 5th place riders. Sorry, 5th and 6th. It definitely was visible that that gap was coming down, and the lap times across the line confirm it. Chad Whitehead was about 0.8 of a second slower there, and we can see now through turn 4, it is now only 4 or 5 bike lengths between those two riders now over the top of 5. There's still 3.5 laps to go here. So still lots of time for these riders to start to make some moves here through 7 up to 9. Mario Richard now back to about 3 bike lengths. There is definitely a battle shaping up here between Chad Whitehead and Mario Richard as they come onto the front straightaway. Chris McRae not far back either. Besides the leader, Chris McRae has put in the fastest lap of the race. And that has allowed him to claw back some of those bike lengths. Then he allowed to open up to the 3rd place rider, Mario Richard. And now coming through 3 up to 4. I would say there's half a second between those 3 riders now as they make their way towards the back straightaway. Going to be a battle shaping up here with now across the line will be 2 laps to go. John Fraser crossing the line. Sees himself with 2 laps to go. I was concentrating on this gap coming down from Mario Richard. The battle rages on still between Cronus Roberts and Matthew Jollymore. On to the front straightaway, a bike length or so separates those 2 riders. A little wheelie from Cronus Roberts. He might have had to let off a little bit of the gas there to keep the front end down. But Matthew Jollymore not able to capitalize. Chad Whitehead still leading this group through turn 4. Well, I got my eye on the leader this time by him. He crosses the line. He's going to get the last flag, and right now he's coming out of turn 9, heading towards the front straightaway. Oh, now into turn 7. Mario Richard half a bike length back from Chad Whitehead, but he took an inside move into 7. He was pushed him a little wide up through 7. He had to let off the gas. So he was right on the back, but he was able to regroup here through turn 9. Still a bike length and a half back. They've opened up a little bit of a gap back to the 4th place rider of Chris McRae. But still only a second separating those 3 riders. Cross the line, Matthew Joymore able to find his way around Corrales Roberts. That's for 5th and 6th. Oh, down in turn 2, Mario Richard has taken over 2nd place. It's now Mario Richard through turn 4, holding on to that 2nd place position. Chad Whitehead in 3rd, Chris McRae right there in 4th, right over the top. But here comes the leader, John Frazier, on that finish line. Flat line tile, sorry. GSXR 600 crossing the line to take the win for the Pro Sportbike. Back below, Chris McRae taking of an inside move on Chad Whitehead. Not close enough, so right now it's Mario Richard followed by Chad Whitehead. About a bike right there though. Now onto the front straightaway. We'll see what happens here onto the front straightaway. Chad had a good drive onto the front straightaway, but just not close enough. As it started.